hi, hello, and welcome to the Zodiac Academy, The Awakening as told by the boys.
First time. High five. We weren't prepared for literally anything else but to say the intro.
Okay, listen, you guys. We're gonna come clean here.
We had a bit of a miscommunication.
Amanda and I had a bit of a miscommunicado in reading this novella. It's 550 pages, okay?
Correct. 553 to be exact.
553, not that anyone's counting, but I was under the impression that Amanda was leading today's discussion. Amanda was under the impression I was leading today's discussion. So that means I am leading today's discussion.
De facto, Katie is leading today.
So that means I will be leading the discussion. And I did not take notes because typically only the person who is leading takes the notes. Anyway.
Correct. So this will be a really riveting episode.
Well, it's just going to be like a true mini episode, I think. Because I think we have talked about we can get into it. But okay, at Zodiac Academy, again, this is the Awakening as Told by the Boys, which is book 1.
Correct.
So it covers all of book 1, and it just toggles between all the boys' various POVs during the Vega's first, week at school, basically, or whatever.
Leading
first
up
2 weeks.
Until we end at the pool scene.
Technically Astrom's death.
Got
but
it.
yes. So
okay.
this follows from when the
right
girls so this follows from when the girls come to campus, and then, as Amanda said, right after the infamous pool scene, hair cutting scene, and then Astrom's untimely demise. So let's just kind of walk through some things I think that we learned in this, because we don't need to rehash everything that happens.
Because we've
already seen all of this before.
Scenes in book 1, right?
Correct. So the boys are having a hard time. They're having a hard time because I think what the biggest takeaway for me, I'll start this and then you can tell me what your biggest takeaway is. The boys are all being driven by very different motives here to, quote unquote, take down the heirs, or take down the Vegas, rather. So you've got Seth, who really gets the fire lit under his ass after his mom gets on to him for, fucking around with them at the club or at the bar, in the bar scene. Because if you guys will recall, during the bar scene, photos and videos leak, and basically all the parents of the heirs have something to say about it.
Correct, because it makes them look weak, or that is the parents' point of view, is that it makes the boys look weak and that they can be controlled. The girls have them wrapped around their fingers.
Correct.
And of course, we can't have that.
No. So you've got Seth, who his motivation is purely he's very nonchalant, but now he has had his toy taken away, essentially. His mom has punished him for seemingly the first time maybe ever, and he can't go to the wolf party.
Sure.
And
which is the biggest punishment.
For him. He can't go home, so he's kind of operating under, I need to get back with my family and my pack.
Sure.
Okay, so that's kind of where he lies. Then you've got Caleb. Caleb, we find out, which we kind of already suspected, Caleb is not really he's not really down with this plan to take them down.
Sure.
Basically from the minute he sees how hot Tori and Darcy are.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't need to do this. I think it's interesting, though. We don't get a lot of info from Caleb about his mom's thoughts on the Vegas.
Sure.
And it's kind of left up to what he is reporting that his parent is saying. So
we don't have correspondence with
I've got my eye kind of on Caleb and his family, because they seem to be the most relaxed about if the Vegas were to come back and or them sticking around.
Yeah. Okay.
The least bought in to Lionel's bullshit.
Yeah.
It seems.
Well, they also seemingly have a bit of a secret weapon in Elise as well, right? Because we don't know what their plan is for her. Sure.
Okay, so that kind of covers where Caleb's at. So Caleb's very non-committal about taking them down, and he's sort of his attitude seems to be kind of go with the flow. These are my boys.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I'm going to do what they tell me to do. But, like, he's like, I don't really care either way.
Yeah.
Is sort of his attitude about it. I also think he actually maybe really likes Tori.
Yes, I think that he actually does really like Tori.
Yes.
And he is going to struggle with that, as we have predicted in coming books.
That's right.
That he and Darius, even though, again, hopefully you have been keeping track with us or keeping pace with us in these books and reading in the order that we're reading in. But spoiler alert, we know that Darius and Tori are now star-crossed.
Don't even get me started.
What that means for Caleb should be interesting.
Be very interesting. Sorry, I want to go back to Seth for just a quick second before we kind of move off of him. We also, maybe that's how we should approach this, like what we find out from each boy.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's close the loop on Seth. Seth also, we find out he's got feelings for Caleb.
Hundo P.
He has got some feeling,
real hard on for him,
literally and figuratively. And I don't think that I realized how early on and there's things alluded to that, like
the threesome
in the previous years and blah blah blah. But like, no, he's got like, he's very into Caleb
and more than just like a toy, right? A means to an end, if you will, because
it seems
wolves, we know, are polyamorous and very free-flowing with their affections.
Yep.
And it does seem that he is more invested in that relationship.
Yep. So we'll just continue on the Seth path here, and then we'll move on.
Your favorite character?
Yeah. Fuck this guy. I can't stand him. He's awful. So I think this is what makes me like dislike him even more, is that now he's out to like, but mommy, let me come back. It makes me want to knock him out. I cannot stand him. And then what he does to Darcy at the end, where he does the hair cutting, it makes it even more disgusting to me that he doesn't even he's not even really bought in. Like, he doesn't even really care. He's doing it to like make his mom happy.
Sure.
You're not even doing it with your whole chest.
Well, yes, I'll play devil's advocate a bit here.
Sure.
But to his order being removed from his pack is the most motivating
that's fair
factor.
That's fair.
So I do think that it is, while it seems to us like nut up and be a man, if you will, I think that I don't think he's actually capable of doing that. As a wolf, I don't think he's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Now remind me, I can't exactly recall who comes up with the plan
to cut her hair. We don't know.
Okay.
It's never explicitly said, but he is the one that is designated to lure her in.
He volunteers himself to do that.
Yes.
He was like, no, I want to do it.
Right, because he wants to
fall in love with him.
Fuck around a little bit with her beforehand. And Darcy kind of has like a little crush on him. So like it's an easy, it's easy seemingly. Well, because you've got the other two are fighting over Tori.
Right.
Max is so interesting. We'll get to him though. We'll get to Max. So, let's see. Oh, we also find out too in the pool scene from Seth's POV, they never had any intention of killing the girls. That's never on their radar. They don't want to kill them. They don't care.
They want them to submit.
They just want them to submit. And even going into the pool scene, all four of the guys are like, we're not going to kill them. Like, don't be crazy. And I'm like, no, but they don't know that. And y'all are psychos.
Yeah, which is so interesting because as a reader from book one,
I thought they wanted them dead.
Right. And I was like, well, if they kill them, this is like over. Why do we have 20 books of this?
Correct. And now it's becoming more, because it's more significant if they bend the knee than them just being dead. It's more impressive, I guess.
Well, it's bully romance, right?
Right. So, anything else to say about Seth? Anything to add? No,
I can see the arc coming for Seth, though. I know that the redemption arc. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's.
Okay. All right. So we'll go back to Caleb now. So now we're back to Caleb. Caleb, smooth operator. He is the quintessential you love to hate him.
See, I missed Juice Box Boy.
I loved Caleb in this. Yeah. He is so fun and just like very laissez-faire. Like it's all good. So I started watching Off Campus. I know.
Turn. Okay.
Left Turn. Stay with me here. I watched the first couple of episodes. We'll talk about it in our podcast later this week. But the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, Dean is Caleb.
Okay.
That is immediately, I was like, oh, this is how, just very nonchalant, like a little bit of a whore, but like you can't help but like him.
Yeah.
Charming, good looking, gets all the girls. Like, we love it. I also clocked in this, Caleb, I'm going to say this is such a crazy sentence to come out of my mouth. Caleb's only 6'2". Did you know when he and Darius get in their little tete-a-tete?
Yes, because when they're fighting, Darius talks about that he's 6'5" and there's no way that Caleb could out. And then we get from Caleb's POV, like while they're tussling, which by the way, that whole scene, incredible, because they are fighting. Like they are at each other's throats. I don't remember us in book 1 like witnessing any of that.
I think we do see it, but they're just kind of fucking around in the background, like blowing shit up during class.
Yes, but like we didn't see the animosity that was.
Well, we also didn't know what it was about.
Right.
Turns out it was about Tori, and they're fighting over Tori
already.
And Caleb gets bested, and he's so mad, and he makes a comment about, I mean, I'm 6'2", but like I can't, Darius has got 5 inches or something on me, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, they're massive.
Sure,
like they're huge.
They're giving Bat Boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're in like comically large.
Correct. For like 19-year-olds.
Yes. But Caleb, when he and Darius, to me, that situation is going to sort of resolve itself, knowing what we know already from Shadow Princess, Starcross, the Seth of it all. I don't know that we're really going to have a fisticuffs. When are Lance and Caleb going to have a really come to blows? Because it is brought up more than once in here that Caleb and Lance are the top 2 vamps on campus. Yep. Technically, Caleb is more powerful and could take Lance, but he doesn't because respect for the teachers. Okay. When is that going to happen?
I think we are going to find out that Caleb is in fact not more powerful than Lance.
You think?
I do.
Well, don't we have their power rankings? Like, we could easily know this.
I don't know that we know Lance's power rankings. Like, we know his elements, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know because he's not the student, right? In this book, I did think it was interesting that he in the background, got Darcy's power ranking and all of that. I don't know that we know Lance's.
Yeah, but do we know Caleb's?
Well, we know that the girls are more powerful than him.
Well, yes. So the girls are 7, 8, 9, 10 in their respective elements, right? So if the girls are a 10 in their top element, air and fire.
Sure.
What are the airs? Are they 9s?
I don't know.
Are they?
Are
the airs also 10s, but only 10s in 1 or 2 elements?
I think 2 things are going to happen here. I do think that we're going to find out that Lance is more powerful than Caleb if it does come to blows. But I don't know that it will have to because Darcy's going to be an Elysian mate.
No, I don't think it's even going to be over Darcy. I don't even know that that's what we're fighting. I think we're just talking about just like top dominance, like top vampire, because they have mentioned that there has been tension between the two of them since the boys got on campus.
Sure.
Without the heirs being there.
Right, just because of their orders.
So I do think that is coming. Sooner rather than later. I do think that they're going to have it out. And I don't even think it's going to have anything to do with the girls necessarily. I think Caleb is going to be upset about Tori, looking for a bit of a fight. Maybe Lance and Darcy are in a bit of a fight, and these two guys and then it's just like, you know what, fuck it, it's time, let's fucking go.
Okay.
I'm mad, you're mad about something
Everybody's
that has
pissed.
nothing to do with each other, and let's fucking brawl.
Okay, sure. I don't think that Caleb comes out on top.
Ooh, poor Caleb.
Caleb's gonna get with Seth. It's not gonna. It's gonna be
which
fine.
already upsets me because, yuck. Okay, so Caleb, anything else you want to say about Caleb? Anything else that we learned about Caleb or any insight we got from him?
No, I don't think so. To me, his motivations in this were not as interesting to me as Max. Max was the most interesting to me.
I think we learned probably the most.
Correct, because we don't know anything.
Little. Right.
And we also, are we ready to talk about Max?
We can talk about Max next, yeah.
His infatuation with Geraldine.
So early.
From the jump.
I can't wait to see this unfold.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because we, the reader on the other side, we really didn't see this coming at all until they hook up.
Right.
And it does feel like he's had puppy dog eyes for her for quite some time.
Now, Max is interesting because we get a few chapters from his POV. Not a ton, but we get a few.
Again, not much Max.
Not much Max, but we do get the big scene, I think, for him is when the boys decide we're going to find out their fears.
Yep.
And so he uses his powers on the girls to get the fears from them.
Yep.
And we find out a couple things. Max, kind of a soft boy.
Correct. He wants to take people's pain.
He's kind of a lover boy.
Yeah.
But he can't tell anybody. Right? Like, doesn't want anybody to know.
Because he has a big weakness, right, that can be exploited.
Right.
If he shows any form of give
Compassion.
or softness, right, and somebody finds out his secret,
sure,
that it can be exploited and he can be offed as an heir.
So to me now we have sort of two heirs that have sort of have been taken out of the running, shall you say, for the throne. Okay. Okay, Max and his lineage.
Yeah, his parentage.
His parentage. So I fear he's sort of like, and that's kind of how we're getting him out of this equation.
Okay.
And then Caleb. Caleb is, I don't really care. I just like don't, I want to look pretty.
Oh, you think that's how Caleb feels?
Yeah, I think Caleb is just very like, whatever.
Sure.
I'll say, it's fine. Yeah. He wants to be pretty and look pretty and like be hot and like
I don't really think Caleb's in it for the work. It's going to take a lot of work to rule this kingdom, and I don't really think that Cal is
really cut out for that.
In that.
Yeah, and I wonder where his family sort of falls in this equation too, in terms of like, are they maybe secret Vega backers and we don't know? Maybe because royalist, yeah. we in this particular book we have conversations. Seth and his mom. Yep. Obviously Lionel and Darius repeatedly. What a fucking piece. And you get Max talks to his dad, I think.
Briefly, yeah.
Briefly talks to his dad. Caleb is the only one that we get zero parent interaction. So it just makes me wonder, what are they up to? Are they like maybe working on the inside to like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. It also kind of makes sense because we've got the Elise connection to Gabriel then to Lance E. It just, I don't know. Just gives some, maybe that there's some other options with the Altairs that maybe's not Caleb.
Got it.
Or Elise.
While we're here, can we talk about Gabriel?
Sure, we can talk about Gabriel.
I thought that this was very interesting how involved Gabriel is in
Oreo's life.
Correct. Yep. In Lance's life, and how frequent he is at Zodiac Academy.
Yes.
Because I'm going to call it in the present timeline, right? He's just started as a professor.
Yep.
So for those of you who didn't read Ruthless Boys, you didn't know that connection really existed until these books and how deep their connection was.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting. And now it does make sense to me why we broke to go back to Ruthless Boys.
Sure.
Because the Elise call out around Pitball and the Nemean Lions. That, none of that would have clocked.
It made any sense. Yeah.
You'd been like, that's like a weird throwaway comment. Like, why do we care?
And Lance just says, I love watching Altair play Pitball.
Correct.
And if you've not read those, are you thinking Caleb? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
But we know he's talking about Elise, who's on the one of the Pitball teams.
Correct. Then you also get like the insight into Gabriel does have an Elysian mate, right?
Yep.
And the Nemean Lion, obviously, that's another one of her Elysian mates. So just interesting.
Very interesting. We also it seems, I don't want to call it a plot hole, but the fact that in our present time, if you will, Darius is acting surprised by Noxie's presence is a little confusing to me now too, because he's in and out regularly. Like, Lance needs you to make sure you're following the light, and we get a lot of light imagery from Gabriel in all of this too.
Right.
And then you've got Lance, who is consistently referring to Darcy as sunshine.
Correct.
She is brightness, she is good, she is light. And so I think that we also, to me, got a little telltale from Gabriel about the potential relationship in the future for Lance and Darcy. They're sitting on the couch. Lance is drunk again, and Gabriel is checking on him, and he says something about the Vega twins or whatever, and references the one with the blue hair or something, and Gabriel does his "that's so
Vision.
Raven" moment,
Yep.
and then he comes back and he's, "Holy shit!" and you're like, "Oh, he knows. He knows that they're." Mates, right.
Which is why he keeps telling, like, clean up your act.
Yes, get it
stop
together.
Drinking, keep following the light, like all of these things.
Yeah.
And Lance is like, can't you just like fucking tell me already?
Right. And I think to follow the light is like to follow Darcy.
Right.
Right.
He
so,
is.
Yes.
Like there is more waiting because, again, as we now know, the reason that Lance isn't in the Solarian Pitball League is because he got caught up in all of this with his sister and with the Acruxes, etc.
Guardian bond.
Correct. And so he is also telling him, like, you have had so much darkness, you don't know where your life is going, etc. But if you follow this path, it will all make sense.
Yep.
So
anything else about Noxie that you want to add?
No, I don't think so. It was just interesting to me that he was as involved.
I agree. He was in a lot. He's also texting Lance a lot. Like, they are boys.
Right.
And even in Ruthless Boys, I don't know that I was clocking, like, no, they are very tight.
Well, yeah, but we've had a time jump.
Sure.
So they have had another 5 years to come together and to be more be friend, like a deeper bond there as well.
Right.
And presumably Knox has given Lance some visions about other things in his life leading up to this.
Well, let's talk about Lance, and then we'll finish with Darius. Okay, so Lance, my man, he's struggling. He is really, like, again, I don't know that we clocked it in the first read through. He is really fucked up.
He is a raging alcoholic.
Yes, he is an alcoholic. He has a problem. Yeah. He has a big problem.
He's drinking a lot and with frequency.
With gusto.
Yeah. He's hitting the sauce.
He also acknowledges that he thinks that he probably has a problem.
Sure, but that's as far as it goes.
Two things I really want to touch on that I feel like we got from Lance here. Well, maybe three. Number one, I think he knew. He didn't know, or he doesn't know, even in the current timeline, that Darcy is his mate. But there is because he knows like what to look out for, because he is a fae and like a fae, he is clocking things that are much different than Darcy, because Darcy's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
But from the beginning, it is like, ding.
He's talking about, I've got a tether.
I've got like
the
pole.
mating bond is snapping into place.
It's like, giving mating bond.
Yeah.
It's giving mating bond very early. That's number one. Number two, what I thought was fascinating, the scene we get when Darcy is in his office and he is reading her palm. And he's doing her power rankings and he's doing palmistry. And he makes the comment about her love line.
Correct.
And I refuse to believe that they are not endgame. I can't. No. That is not an option for me.
Yeah. It was very interesting because she had like a lot of breaks and branches in her love line. And here's where I get a little bit twisted. Because we've seen in Ruthless Boys that there are multiple partners, that multiple partners can happen. So then I wonder what Elise's love line looks like, because she has multiple Elysian mates. So like, could the breaks and branches also be other people?
That's my fear. I don't know.
Who else do you think that she
No,
could?
I don't know. I can't imagine that we do the multiple mate
I can't
thing.
either, but so that would mean then that potentially she and Lance are not endgame.
Well, Lance makes a comment that he's like, it's got breaks and branches, but it like comes back together, but he can't see if they basically like the end line. So my hope is that we just have some fights and we come back. We come back to Lance. I can't.
I mean, yeah, I
refuse to believe that it's not him.
For the fact that we still have so many books, it's the same as the Tori Darius star-crossed. Like, in order to keep that storyline going, no hate, no shade to the Twisted Sisters, they had to create another problem for us to solve.
Of course.
So I do think that they are endgame.
Okay.
I do. Now, if this means that there are going to be more trials and tests, that's my guess.
Okay.
And perhaps there are others that enter the picture.
I'm scared.
No. And then I'm like, well, Lance.
Well, and does one of the love lines, was it Seth? Right? Does that count? You know, I don't know.
Or, I mean, listen, we know that she had a boyfriend.
Oh, the boy. Yeah.
So, like, we know that there's already a branch or break from her mortal life.
Right.
And then I had a thought and now it's gone. A branch or break from her mortal life. Oh, what I was going to say is we also know in the current timeline and in this past timeline that Lance has been fucking around with these dark arts, right? With the shadows, etc. So then I'm like, does that account for, like, when you're deep in the shadows,
right.
And he even makes the comment in this book, like, my dad always told me that if you're emotionally unstable, basically, you shouldn't be messing around with dark magic.
So you mean maybe one of the breaks is when they go to
when they're in the shadow realm, or
see.
does Lance then fuck around with this too much and kind of like the Clara of it all?
Sure.
Is that part of the breaking and coming back together?
Oh my God.
I
Do you think Lance goes like to the other side for a while?
To the upside down?
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Okay.
And then we've got to
We
get
gotta
him
go get
back.
him. We gotta go
right?
get him.
And
Yeah.
then we come back and the mating bond snaps into place.
Sure.
I don't know, just like a scenario.
Sure. No, that's good. That's good. One other thing about Lance that I wanted to comment to. He and Francesca, the scene with he and Francesca at the bar where he is overhearing.
Yes.
And Francesca finally is like, I'm going to ask him like to be my boyfriend, basically is what happens. And she finds out that no, in fact, he has a new source and it's a Vega twin, and it goes very, very poorly. And right then when Francesca like kisses him outside the bar, like when they first meet up, he said, it felt like I was cheating on Darcy. And I'm like, got it.
Yeah.
And they haven't even kissed yet.
Sure.
And he already's like, this is a betrayal. Oh.
Yep.
Down
bad.
It's bad.
Down bad crying at the gym.
Bad. Very, very down bad.
I also, that Francesca scene, based on how he's described their relationship.
Very weird.
So I was very sus. Like,
Me
is
too.
Somebody controlling her?
I had the exact same thought. He's like, she's acting weird. This is not her. Like, she was like very flirty, like very touchy in public. He's like, we don't do that.
She kissed him in public.
Well, right. And he's like, I mean, we fuck around, but like not in front of
closed
people.
doors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and she never comes to my place. I always go to hers. Like,
yeah.
There's something there.
I agree. I clocked that as well.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I thought we were maybe going to get some insight. Like, we were going to find out she was being coerced or like invasion of the body snatchers. I don't know.
Hey, listen, I don't think that that's still out of the realm of possibility, because then she also is like, oh, my boss, he's not going to go after the nymphs now.
Right.
Oh.
And then there's a nymph attack that night.
Right.
Like
right.
this.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Francesca.
And then I'm like, is Francesca dead and somebody has assumed her? Because we know from Ruthless Boys that you only can take on someone's
to take their like face.
Correct. Once.
Got it. Got it.
I'm like, is she dead? Has she been attacked by a nymph? And then somebody's taken her body snatcher on.
I don't love that.
They wouldn't have known the relationship that she had with Lance.
Good call. I
don't know how they would have then known, though, to ask him to be their boyfriend.
Right.
But we can workshop that.
There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there for sure.
We're on to you.
We're on to you, Francesca.
Francesca.
Anything else on our guy Lancey?
No.
Also, so by the time this ends, the girls have been on campus. I think we calculated at the end of book 1, it covered like 10 days, right?
Yeah, it's
a very short amount of time. 10 days, Lance has completely switching sides. Like, that's all it took. 10 days. And they haven't even kissed.
And you know what, ladies? That's our power.
Period. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's finish up with Darius. Oh, Darius. I hate Lionel A. Crux. What a literal human, fey piece of garbage.
So Lionel's, okay, there are some people that just like shouldn't have children. Mm-hmm. And Lionel is at the top of that list.
Yep.
Because Lionel's children are just chess pieces for him.
If I have to listen to another sad Xavier chapter, I want to cry for him.
Xavier is going to get, like, he's going to in some way be an absolute badass.
He has to
books,
be.
Right?
I desperately need him to be.
And I kind of want Xavier to be the one that kills his dad.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm not saying in terms of power. I'm not saying that he is a power match, but I like want him to be the one that like gets the knife.
You want him to have the Arya kill shot.
Yes, 100%.
Got it. Well, spoiler alert. Sorry. I don't know. He just is so horrible to Darius. You think that Darius doesn't deserve that? Even Lance. Maybe be like a 3-way tag team on him. Like Lance like holds him still, and like the boys get to like
everybody's getting theirs in
for sure.
Like, I do think that Darius likely has to be the one that beats him
incapacitates
down,
him
enough, and then I do think that there is a world in which our boy Xavier gets the ultimate kill shot.
The final blow, if you will.
Because he has the amount of guilt that he must hold that his brother is being manipulated because of him.
I know, but Darius feels the same way. It's so sad. They just are getting played against each other, and it's just really, really sad. You know what I just thought about? This just occurred to me. What are we going to do with the other heirs' parents if and when Darius, Lance, Xavier takes Lionel down? Are they just going to then submit to the girls?
I think that this is where it comes to, like, you have the governors of the other territories.
Sure.
And I think that's the appeasement, perhaps.
Got it. Well, yeah, because now you have to take down the Acruxes, the Altairs, the Rigels, and the Capellas.
Think that you're
That's
onto
a lot of
something
families.
with the Altairs being royalists, perhaps. And I think that there will probably be not a lot of love lost once Lionel is down
Outed.
for the count.
Well, and once he's outed.
He has to have blackmail on every one of these families.
Of course, but also Max has said a few times too, or maybe it's Max. Max has hinted that like they all know that Lionel's up to really shady stuff. They just can't prove it.
Right.
And that if they could, that maybe that would like take him down.
Right.
A little bit too. So maybe once they find out, I just don't think they're as evil. Like, it's all a scale, right? I just don't think that they're at a level that Lionel is.
I agree.
You know?
And I think that we will find, I don't know. I don't know if this story has a happy ending or not. I can't decide if I think that we get the justification maybe that we're looking for.
Yeah.
In their actions, right? Because if I'm looking for the redemption, that's where I'm going, oh, they were sort of doing this against their will a bit because Lionel had their secrets, and they, like most fae, human, etc., want power.
Right.
And if their secrets are outed, then they wouldn't have any power. So they are doing Lionel's bidding because of that.
Yeah.
But if Lionel didn't have those secrets, they probably wouldn't be making the same choices.
I think that's very astute.
But I can't decide if I think that that's what the Twisted Sisters are actually going to do here.
Sure.
Or if it's going to be one of those scenarios where they're just shitty.
Or maybe like two of them are actually, we know Stella sucks.
Right.
But she's not one of the heir family.
Correct.
But like Stella sucks. She is evil. She gotta go.
She enjoys Lionel a bit too much.
So I think there is a world in which you've got like Lionel, Stella go down. The Acruxes go down. I think that Max's dad is not bad.
I agree.
I think we're gonna find out that Max's dad is not totally
and
evil.
I think that that's because he was in love with someone and only married because he had to.
Right.
I think that's what makes me think that he's not bad.
And he also has been like kind to his son and like shown some like love towards.
Max has an evil stepmom.
Right. So I think there's a world in which like maybe the Altairs and the Rigels kind of turn.
Sure.
And then I don't give a shit about the Capellas. They can fuck off for all I care.
I just know what people have told us is that Seth gets a redemption arc.
Okay.
Is what the people have told us.
No, sure. Yeah.
So I fear that he's not. It's that his family is not going to be all bad.
Okay.
I know that that's not what you want.
No, that's fine. We need some team members on Team Good Guy. So I'll take who we can get.
We'll get whatever we can.
That's right. But like I just I don't know.
Okay. What else about Darius?
Oh, Darius. They're not a lot. It's just
not a lot
more
of new information.
No, it's just more of the same. Other than like, oh, he calls Tori behind closed doors. Number one. Number two, he has been down for her since the second she walked into the cafeteria.
The mating bond.
Sure. Right.
The tether.
And he the mental anguish that he is, and physical anguish that his dad is doling out on him is disgusting.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah. It's excessive is the word that I would use.
That's, yes.
And it is relentless. And I don't think he would. I do think that he wants to lead his people, if you will. He wants to lead Solaria. But I think he wants to lead Solaria because he wants to be a good ruler.
I think he mostly just wants to take his dad out more than anything.
I don't think it's... But I do think that he does feel like he wants to lead the people.
I think he'll get that. As king consort. There, I said it.
Because of course, like, listen, we all know that at the end of this, the girls have to end up on the throne. They're the reluctant rulers.
Yeah, Jon Snow.
Correct.
Right. That's what makes him the best ruler.
Like the Hemingway hero, right?
Yeah, right. The reluctant hero who doesn't really want it, but that's what makes him the best, is because they don't want it for, nefarious reasons.
Correct. Not power hungry.
Period.
Okay.
That's really it.
I feel
I think that's it. 550 pages. There you go. Condensed down to a crisp 30 minutes.
I do like the way we did this.
Yeah. I think that was good, especially for these that are not, yeah.
I do think, okay, we'll talk about that off mic, but
okay.
I like the way we set this up. I think that was good.
Oh, by character?
Like what we learned, kind of by character, what was going on with everybody in the storyline.
Sure.
Okay, well, fam, I think that
pretty much does it for today.
So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow The Story Is Pod across all platforms. That includes Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you want to see more Katie content, follow her at
That's Katie Mitchell.
If you want to see more of my content, I promise I try and be exciting, but I'm not that exciting. It is at 8ace8. And if you've made it this far in the episode, drop a dragon emoji in the chat.
We haven't done that yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, drop a dragon emoji in the chat. Let us know that you made it this far. We appreciate you as always. And with that, go read your book.